So when we're looking at ankle mobility, what we got to consider is that it's like the strongest part of our body. So we tend to wear shoes which have a slight heel on them. Okay, most men's shoes and most women's shoes either have, 4 mils up to, however many inches a stiletto is. And what that does is it elevates the heel, and the body is quite a clever beast. So what happens is if the body realizes it doesn't need something that requires energy, it will get rid of it. Now, muscle tissue is, in general, quite taxing to keep. Okay, we need a lot of resources in order to have bulky muscles, which is why whenever you're short on food, you tend to lose weight, right? And especially muscle bulk. So your body can actually use the muscles as energy. Anyway, what happens is that the body realizes, there's a whole pile of calf going on here that I don't actually need anymore because I'm wearing a heel. So what I'll do is I'll just shorten that, and that'll save me X number of calories per day. The problem for us is that ankles are kind of fundamental to squats. We need to get 135 degrees from the floor to our calf in order to get a really nice beginner squat, and then further if we're going to go in a more advanced squat like a pistol or something. So I'm going to start with our ankles. Our Achilles is probably the thickest and strongest part of our body. So what we need to do is pump it so it's hot, like really hot. And this is going to hurt a little bit. Now, what I want you to do is be very sensible. Now, B and I are going to do 60 reps of a certain exercise. We've done this for years, okay? Feel free to drop out at 30 reps, 40 or 50. Otherwise, you might not be able to walk over the next few days. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Excellent. Cool. So we're going to start off with some calf raises. We're going to do them with our legs nice and straight. Like so. We're going to have our feet together, so our toes and heels are together, but you can come up beside me. And we're just going to raise all the way up and all the way down. So we're trying to get that full range of motion. Now, I'm going to count these out. Try to stay on pace. It's going to seem a little bit aggressive, but we need it to be aggressive in order to be effective. As soon as we finish our calf raises, we're going to be getting down onto the floor. So if you have something slightly more comfortable than a hard surface, that would be ideal. Joseph, do you need to disappear to get something soft and comfortable?
No, I've got stuff here.
Fantastic. You are all over this, lad. I love it. Great. Okay, feet together, legs locked. B and I are going to alternate counting here so that I don't get hoarse. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30.
31, 32.
Still trying to keep
33,
that full
34,
range of motion.
35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60.
Now, out of curiosity, Joe, it looked like you were still moving there at the end. Did you do all 60?
Yep.
You're a brave and foolish boy. Andy, what did you do?
I feel like a shot.
Andy, did you do the same?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. All right. what we're going to do then is we're going to stretch out the shin a little bit. And I'm going to kind of show you this in reverse. So I'm going to go with my toes pointed, my heels together, and my knees on something soft. So I can sit back on my heels and looking for my heels to stay together rather than letting them drift apart. Now, again, B and I have been doing this a long time, so we're going to go the opposite way around. We're going to put our feet on the elevated surface in order to increase the angle at the front of our ankle. Okay, and go at your level. We're going to go here for 2 minutes. This might get a little bit uncomfortable in those calves now that they're pretty hot, but that's okay. If you're finding like your heels are drifting way apart, try to work them together, and if you just can't, then I'm going to get you to come up a little bit so that you can get them to stay together. Okay. Trying to really align our limbs here so that they are in a good position. This is going to be quite a slow-paced session apart from the calf raises. We're just letting our body adapt. Okay, so it's much more about the musculature and the tendons here, encouraging the body to regain positions that it has lost. How are we doing there, lads? A little bit, Bernie?
Yep.
I'm getting a lot of cramps.
Good, good, Andy. Whereabouts are you getting your cramps?
Just in the front of the foot.
Good, man. Happy days. Cramps would go against what you would expect. You'd think a cramp is a bad thing. In mobility, it's generally a good thing. It means that you're using a muscle or a group of muscles that you're not used to using. Got 15 seconds left there. 5, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Ease yourself back out of that. Now, part of the reason why I called you both fills earlier on is that we have another set of calf raises to do. This one is slightly different. Instead of going toes forward, we're going to go toes out and heels together. So it'll look like a duck. Okay. Still trying to keep the legs nice and squeezed. And as we come up, we're going to try and keep the, I wonder, can you see that? We're going to try and keep the weight through the big toe, and almost that the little toe comes up off the floor rather than the foot rolling out to the side. Okay, we want to keep the weight through the big arch of the foot between that big toe and the heel. Cool? Same rules as before. Feel free to drop out at 30 reps or 40 or 50. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30.
31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50.
51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60.
Now, Andy, as an ultra marathon runner, how are your calves holding up?
fairly on fire on that.
Interesting, because I did used to work with a guy who ran marathons, and like I could get him to do 100 calf raises, and he's like, I don't feel anything yet. I was like, who are you? Cool. So similar to last time, we're just going to sit in a position. This time we're going to be tucking our toes under. So if I show you again from the side, I'm going to tuck my toes towards my knees. So we're going to be stretching through the knuckle of the foot. From there, we're going to set our knees on the floor. We want to keep that weight pressed down through the knuckle of the foot. Heels stay together. We're just going to sit there. All right. If your toe doesn't quite bend that flat, i.e. you're kind of stuck there, or like that, then we need to elevate our knee so that we can get a proper angle and our toe then is flat on the floor. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Good. Yes.
Good dog. Good dog. Yeah, happy days. All right, lads, let's get into position. We're going to go for another 2 minutes. Ready? And begin. Cool. So the body is a pretty fascinating old beast. Everything is connected by fascia. Fascia is just a fancy term for connective tissue, which is a fancy term for ligaments and tendons and tough skin. So if we're looking at tightness around our hips, back of the legs, lower back, it's often actually tracked back down to our feet. So here we're stretching through the toes, through the arches of the feet, through the Achilles, all those kind of places. And again, because we're used to being on our feet day in, day out, supporting our entire body weight, those structures are pretty darn strong, and it takes a lot of work to improve them. Yeah, you know, it took a lifetime to get to where we're at the moment. It's going to take a bit of time to chip into that. But with a little bit of consistency, it'll go pretty well. The work that we're doing here today, I wouldn't recommend doing this more than once a week. It's pretty intense, as you'll probably feel over the next 3 to 5 days. But you know, if you're consistent at it for about a year, you'll notice for years to come the difference is huge. It's pretty awesome. 15 seconds. Well done. And relax. Yeah. Okay, any cramps that time, Andy?
No cramps on that one.
Great. Joe, you holding up okay?
Yeah, quite okay.
Fantastic. Bad news, those fellas. We have one final set of calf raises to do. This time, our toes are going to go in, like pigeon toes, like B's showing here. Same idea, try to keep the weight through the inside of the foot, the big toe, as we go up and down. All right. Feel free to stop at 30 reps. No shame in that whatsoever. Yeah, those are Rugrat stance. All right, as we go up here, it's going to be tempting to bend the knees, for the knees to come together. Keep them pushed out as you go up. You might feel a cramp in the front of the hip. We'll start at 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40.
41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. Oh dear. I always find the second set infinitely burnier than the third set. However,
Yeah.
still pretty burny. Now, we're going to get into our ankles. We're going to give our feet a little bit of a break. And what that's going to look like, we're going to be in like a partial squat. So if this is a squat, we're going to be in half that position. Okay, so bum on heel if possible, knee over toe, and then this leg is inconsequential. It's out to the side. If you need to, pull it up to the front. But what I want to avoid is not a lunge. Okay, I want the weight to be down through this Achilles and in the calf. If again you're struggling, if you're kind of in this position, get something underneath your butt cheeks so that you can relax onto it and then get our weight forward. And this is kind of the angle here we're looking to work at. Make sense? Cool, I saw a thumb raise. Excellent, happy days. If you do have a tighter side, I would suggest doing it first. We're going to be going here for 90 seconds. Lovely. Trying to put as much weight through the knee as possible. And you'll see I've set up directly in front of the camera here. That's so that you can see that the foot is pointing straight and my thigh is pointing straight as well. I don't want to have that knee like pointing a different direction than the foot. We're learning to align our body the way it was created or evolved. This is one of those slow burning stretches in that it starts out okay, and right about now it starts to get pretty terrible. Keep trying to put the weight over the toe. Use your arms and your body to lean forward. Try to keep the heel on the ground, but if it comes up a smidge and you get a better stretch, I'm not going to pull you out of that. Got 15 seconds, gang. And time. Ease yourself back out of that. I'm going to go straight on the other side. Not going to waste any time in between stretches. When we can, we're just going to get stuck in. And begin. Same thing here, trying to hold a nice strong arch in your foot. Get that weight over the toes. You can really see how if you've got mobile ankles, you can get away with a lot in your squat. You can get real deep and not have as much pressure go through your hips and knees. It's good stuff. If your ankles are tight and your hips are tight, your knees are going to take all the force, and the knee's quite a delicate joint. You don't want that to happen. Starting to feel that burn kick in about now, if you haven't already. Keep that weight forward. Feel the Achilles start to stretch. Feel that calf start to stretch too.
Quite nice.
Yeah. Remember how nice this feels in a second. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay. So we're going to start shifting things a little bit further up our body. We will get to our hamstrings today, even if it's only for a little while, and that kind of starts now. So what I want you to do is try to find the opposite of a heel. We're going to get a toe lift. So I have these yoga mats, or yoga blocks, sorry. Something that is like a toolbox or a weight plate would do the job as well if either of you had something like that. Something that's somewhere between 1 inch and 3 inches.
Pulling everything apart.
And Joe, if you can't find anything, totally okay. We can make it work.
Shelves, is that too big?
Oh, dude, that is perfect. Fantastic. Well done. All right, so we're going to get our item. We're going to set our tighter leg on top of it so that the base of the toes are on top and the heel is on the floor. We're going to align the other foot so that both feet are hip distance apart, but they're staggered. Legs are straight, and from there we'll fold over, keeping the legs straight, and we're going to get an unbelievably good stretch down the back of the legs, back of the knee and calf. We'll be here for 90 seconds. And begin. Focus in on your breath, trying to breathe deep and relax through the nose. Trying to move that tailbone up towards the sky. Trying to keep the weight forward so it's over our elevated toe. If you can't bring your hands all the way down to your foot, that's okay. Try to flatten out your back a little bit more. Push that tailbone up. And don't shy away from that discomfort. It's going to feel pretty gnarly. But try to dip into it, hold it, and then realize that it's actually not that bad. Only feels like someone's slicing your leg open. Totally okay. Nice one, down. Nice. Ease back out. I'm going to change over legs and do the same thing again. Right. Take your position. Try to flatten out that lower back and begin. Legs stay nice and locked. Really trying to flatten the back as best you can. If you can, try to breathe into the discomfort. One of the best things we can realize about stretches is that they're the ultimate test of endurance. As soon as we come out of a stretch, the pain goes away. So all we have to do, just endure that discomfort for our 90 seconds. Well, it's 39. Just try and endure it. If you can, try to increase it a little bit. Try to keep the hips forward. Weight through the heel, toes pulled up, legs locked. 10 seconds. All right, how are we holding up, you two?
Not too bad.
Yeah? Good. Okay, we'll do a couple more and then we'll leave it for today because this is pretty intense stuff. So we're going to do a little pike. So we're going to keep our legs nice and straight. Feet are together. We're going to pike over once, twice, and then we're going to squat down once, twice. Trying to keep our heels on the floor if we can. However, if we get stuck kind of around there with our hips above our knees and it just isn't going any further, you can let your heels come up a little bit in order to get that full knee movement. Okay, so 2 pike, 2 squat, we'll do 10 minutes, and I'm going to count those out. All right, ready? And pike, pike, squat, squat, pike, pike, squat, squat, pike, pike, squat, squat. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lovely. A little bit of a ballistic stretch just to let the nerves know that everything's going to be okay. And then what we'll do is we'll do a little pike. We're going to do 30 seconds with our toes out, do 30 seconds with our toes straight. We'll finish with 30 seconds with our toes in. Okay, so toes out to start off with, quads nice and squeezed, and we'll pike on over. See how low we can get our hands. If we can touch the floor with our hands, we're trying to do as little as possible while going over. Keep the quads squeezed. Try to bring that belly button to the thighs. What we feel is on the outside of the hamstring, back of the knee. And then we're going to go toes forward. Stay down there. You might find you go a little bit further or a little bit less. Okay. No big deal one way or the other, but it's worth paying notice and seeing which it is. Nice. As we go deeper into the stretch, try to go deeper in the movement. The longer we go on, the deeper we can go. And then heels go out, toes stay together. Quads stay nice and squeezed. We'll finish off here. Hanging low, pushing the elbows to the floor. You can pull on the calf a little bit, pull your chest in towards your thighs. And relax. Okay, that is ankle mobility. All right. There are many ways that we could adapt that. We could do some weighted stretches. It's like I say, because those tissues are so strong, sometimes we need additional load in order to manipulate them, but that's part of the reason for fatiguing them in the first place with those calf raises. Anyway, what I think we'll do next week is a different body part. And then I've kind of finished off the portal, so I'll